everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So I'm doing a little bit of a different video today. We're going to be looking at products that I brought from Vinted. If you don't know what Vinted is, I'm sure you've seen an advert for it somewhere because it was honestly everywhere before I decided to get it myself. It's basically an app where you can sell and buy secondhand clothes. Vinted, it's like pre-owned, or you can sell new clothes on there as well. There's all sorts of categories, and it's not just clothes that you can buy on there as well. You can buy all sorts of items. I bought some weird and wonderful stuff off Vinted which I'm going to be showing you guys today in this video. So I originally got Vinted to purely sell on there. I didn't actually think I'd buy anything, but I've bought tons and tons of stuff on Vinted, and I've got it all here to show you guys in this video today. And some of these things I've had for months now as well, so this video has been in the works for quite a long time, and this is just the stuff that I brought for myself. I've brought tons of stuff for my family on there as well. There's tons of kids toys on there, and I brought some toys for my little brother on there. I also got my older brother's birthday present off there as well. I'm not going to say what it is because I absolutely have a feeling that he's probably listening to me filming this right now, but I did get my older brother's birthday present off there, and it's just a unique and cool little gift which I think he's gonna love. So I've really got the most out of Vinted as a seller and a buyer as well. The main thing that did put me off Vinted to start off with, and I'm sure it does for a lot of people, the biggest thing with Vinted is that it's free to list on there, so you don't have to cover any fees or anything like that. You don't even have to pay for postage. That's all on the buyer. So that is something that I didn't really like about Vinted as a buyer, and why I wasn't really drawn to it as a buyer, because I just didn't like the sound of paying for postage really. But honestly, I bought a lot of stuff on there that's actually really good pricing, including the postage as well. And like I said at the start of this video, a lot of these purchases are really specific, and a lot of the stuff that I've got here I got for better value for money, or it's something that's not being made anymore, so it's quite a rare find. Anyways, I'm really excited to get into this video for you guys, and I think you're going to learn a little bit more about me because of how specific these purchases are. But if this doesn't convince you to try out Vinted for yourself, then I don't know what will. So let's get on with today's video. So one of the first things I would like to show you guys that I got from Vinted is this bundle of 16 fake nails. So one thing you should know about Vinted is you can put together bundles from the same seller, so you can combine postage on all. So I bought two different listings containing bundles of fake nails from one seller. The price of the bundle was £9, adding on £1.15 for buy protection fee, and I chose Yodel for postage, which was £2.09, so altogether the items cost £13.24. The bundles of nails are from both Primark and Shein. I bought them for convenience as I never have time to paint my own nails, but I love having my nails look done up. These contain some really cute patterns that I love. I have already worn a pair which isn't been shown here in the video, so that's why there is only 15 shown. I had 2 packs from Primark which included nail glue with them, and the Primark PS nail glue is probably the best I've used, which is also a plus. I'm really happy with the bundle, especially for the price. I basically got them all for not even £1 each, which is really cool, and the seller was super nice too, with good communication. Okay, for this next item, you're definitely going to be learning a little something about me unless you notice the small album posters in the background of my videos. I am a huge One Direction fan, and I have been since I was 10 years old. I am now almost 22. As soon as I realised it wasn't all clothes that was being sold on Vinted, one of the first things I went looking for is old One Direction merch. And as soon as I seen this Build-A-Bear, I fell in love with it. I was blissfully unaware that there was a One Direction Build-A-Bear from back in the day. This one was from 2013. I think my parents would never have heard the end of it if I knew about it. The bear itself was £6.99, the buy protection fee was 86p, and I picked every for postage, which was £2.89. Altogether, the bear was £10.74, which I expect is much less for what it was being sold for back in the day. Since 1D has been split up for about 7 years now, a lot of their merch is quite rare to get your hands on, so this was quite a rare find. If you're wondering what the hell is going on here, I'm basically singing the best song ever, but obviously I couldn't leave that in because of the copyright issues. I'm so pleased my 1D bear, and he's lived on my bed since the day he arrived to his new home. Build-A-Bears were always ridiculously priced when I was younger, and still are now, so it's nice to find one for a decent price on Vinted. The sale was super straightforward as well, no issues with the seller. So I basically got Russell Hobbs Hoover from Vinted. No, this is just the box that the item came in. This is going to seem like such a weird purchase for some people. They may look like huge mint polos, but these are polystyrene wreaths that I used for crafting. One of the polystyrene rings is unfortunately broken, but it wasn't the seller's fault. I think I stored something on top of the box which squished it, which is easily fixable. I can glue it back together, so I won't worry about that. So I bought them to make crochet wreaths with. I made one for Christmas last year and it was one of my favourite projects that I've done. So I'm going to try and make one for every season. I'm currently working on a Halloween one. I've been posting daily updates on my wreath onto Snapchat if you're interested in seeing how it's coming along. So the seller was selling 11 of these flat back rings for £8. The buyer protection fee was £1.10 and I chose every for postage, and it was a medium parcel, so it cost £4.29. These are usually quite expensive to buy. I bought a 35cm one from Amazon and it was £9 for just one. These are 25cm ones and I got all 11 of them for £13.39. What a bargain. So the next two items I'm going to be showing you guys are slippers from Primark, and you'll probably notice that there is a lot of items in this haul that are from Primark. I haven't been to Primark since before COVID started, as I'm a carer for my brother who has extremely low immunity. I do most of my shopping primarily online, and Primark is always super crowded, so it's the last place I would want to go shopping. But I do miss shopping there because they have such cute items, including these Mandalorian Grogu slippers. The item was £1, which is the lowest you can sell something for on Vinted, plus the buyer protection fee, which was 38p, and I chose every for postage, which was £2.89. The item was £4.27 altogether. The slipper socks themselves would have cost about £3.50 at Primark, but if you consider things like petrol fuel to actually get you to Primark, since they don't do it online, it doesn't make me feel too bad. These were new with tags as well, but I always put items from Vinted through the wash because you never know how long they've been sitting around the seller's house for. They are size 6 to 8, they fit perfectly and they look adorable. The sale was straightforward as well and no issues with the seller, so I'm very happy with this purchase. And in between filming and editing this video, I bought another pair of slipper socks which have reindeers on them, so I'm really excited for them to arrive too. You know when people get slippers for Christmas and they toss them aside for a few months and have the courtesy not to give them away for a while, not to be rude, and then they stick them on Vinted for like £1.50. Well, I'm not actually sure if this happened with any of these sellers, but they do look like they are unwanted gifts, especially since a lot of them are new with tags, and I'm always the type to snatch them up. I love slippers so much, especially in the autumn and the winter, and I'm working up quite the collection at the minute. These are Disney slippers, Marie from Aristocats. They are proper slippers and not slipper socks like the previous ones. These were also new with tags, but I put them straight in the wash. They kind of look a bit scruffy afterwards, but still super cute. The item was £1.50, the buyer protection fee was 78p, and I chose every for postage, which was £2.89. It cost £5.17 altogether, which is a little bit more than the Grogu ones. They are super cute, comfy and fluffy. If I see anything with a cat on, I basically have to get it because I love anything with a cat pattern. I just love cats so much. The sale was super straightforward and I had no issues with the seller as well, which was great. So we're now onto the clothing items. This pink bodysuit is from Primark, surprise. It's a size 22 and I bought it new with tags on. I've started collecting plain bodysuits because I have tons of pattern stuff which could do with neutral colours to go with it, and some pinafore dresses that look best with plain coloured long sleeve bodysuits underneath. Also, I didn't want to make a huge order to a clothing store and buy unnecessary items I don't need to qualify for free postage, so I decided to do a one-off purchase from Vinted instead. This was one of my very first Vinted buyer experiences and it went extremely smoothly. The seller was nice and sent out the item very quickly. It was straightforward and no issues. The price for the item was £1.70 and the buyer protection fee was 79p. I chose every for postage, which was £2.89. The total for the item altogether was £5.38, which honestly I think is a bargain. The bodysuit came in handy for my Barbie outfits that I had planned. It was a little tight doing up the poppers, but it still fits great. Overall, it's a lovely bodysuit that came in handy for my outfit styling. So this next clothing item is also a bodysuit, and this time it came from Boohoo, also in a size 22. I wanted a dark green bodysuit to go underneath my frog pinafore dress that I got from Shein. I also bought this new with tags but put it straight in the wash. This is also something that I wanted to get as a one-off purchase without making a huge order to a clothing store. The price for the item was £1.50 plus buyer protection fee, which was 78p, and again I chose every for postage, which was £2.89. Altogether the purchase added up to £5.17. The item was sent out pretty quickly, no problem with the seller, which is always great. The fit of this one was much better compared to the last one and had a little bit of wiggle room in it too. The fabric does feel a little bit thin, but honestly I cannot complain for the price of it. Overall, I'm super happy with the purchase, and the bodysuit went really well with the frog pinafore dress that I got from Shein. I definitely needed a darker colour to go underneath that. Maybe a different neckline would have worked a lot better, as I didn't really realise it had such a low curved neckline, but still looks really cute and something I can style with autumn outfits as well. This next item is a Hello Kitty crop top from a clothing store called New Girl Order. This year I've become quite the Sanrio girly, so I've been looking for Sanrio clothing that is affordable on Vinted. I quickly learned about New Girl Order and how they stocked licensed Sanrio merch for plus size, so I have been keeping an eye on the listings that were going up on there that were from New Girl Order's Sanrio collection. One day this cute floral patterned Hello Kitty print crop top appeared, and I managed to get the price of it lowered as well. The seller was also super nice too, and had amazing communication with me, telling me when they were planning to send the parcel, etc, etc. I was quite pleased with the pricing, as official Sanrio merch can get quite expensive sometimes. The item was £5.50 with buyer protection fee of 98p. I chose every for postage, which was £2.89. Altogether the crop top cost me £9.37, which is still quite a bit for a crop top, but for Sanrio merch I felt that was quite good. This was in a size 22 and it fits me perfect. It has a lot of stretch to it as well. The item was originally new with tags, but you know me, straight in the wash it goes as soon as it arrived, but the print kept really well and it looks super cute on as well. I have already styled an outfit with it for my Sanrio inspired outfits that I did a month or so back, and it's super adorable and I know I'm going to get a lot of wear out of it as well. Okay, this next item is a Riverdale licensed merchandise from Primark. It is a top with Jughead on the front from the Netflix show Riverdale. I know a lot of people hate Riverdale. Actually, the hate for the show is absolutely immense, but I'm a huge fan of it. And I don't know why, but when I love something that everyone hates, I have to make it known. It's a super fun and unserious show, which I enjoyed right until the very last season. I binge watched it from season 1 at the end of March, and then the last season was coming out while I was watching the whole show, and I finished it a couple of weeks ago, and I was super sad to finish it. Whilst I was still watching, I had this Jughead top come up in my feed. I had already seen other Riverdale merchandise from Primark on Vinted, as I'd already been looking on there for it, but wasn't a huge fan of all the designs. But this one was listed for £1, so how could I resist, especially since Jughead was one of my favourite characters from the show. This item was pre-owned and looked like it had been worn quite a few times previously. I didn't expect anything less for £1, to be honest. It had a fainted mark on the shoulder on the back, but I wasn't too bothered about it. It's a size 22 and I've been wearing it as pyjama top. The item was £1, the buyer protection fee was 75p, and I chose every for postage, which was £2.89. Altogether it cost me £4.64. I'm super happy with it. It fits good and the picture on the front hasn't faded in the wash. I'm happy I've got a bit of Riverdale to carry around with me, because I generally got so much enjoyment out of the show and I was so disappointed when I finished it. So this last item is extremely specific and is another fact about me as well. My favourite YouTuber of all time is Simply Nailogical, and I've been watching her YouTube videos and now live streams and podcasts since 2017. This was a very rare and specific find on Vinted, and I felt like it was meant for me, especially since it was available in a bigger size. It's a Christmas print crew neck that was from one of our very first merch drops from back in 2017. I had a little bit of trouble with the seller though, and I wasn't sure if I'd even get it. First of all, I wanted to be sure that the item fit me before buying. It's a 3XL, so I wasn't sure. They ignored me when I asked for measurements, so I zoomed in on the merch supplier on the label and found out for myself. On Vinted, you have 5 working days to send the item until Vinted cancel it. It had been over a week and it still hadn't been sent any dispatch notification. I thought the sale was going to be automatically cancelled by Vinted, but Vinted must have got in touch with her to chase her up on the sale, since she messaged me to apologise and said the post office had it in a pile and didn't know what it was for. I was sceptical about this excuse and personally thought she may have lost the item, as the listing was over a year old now. I can't be sure if there was a lack of dishonesty here or whatever happened, but a couple of days later the item arrived. The item was £13, buyer protection was £1.35, and I chose every for postage, which was £2.89. Altogether the item was £17.24. It's a perfect fit and I'll be wearing it lots over the next couple of months. I feel great that I managed to get my hands on Simply's original merch drop and it fits me so well. I left the seller 5-star feedback anyway. I didn't want to accuse her of anything, but if she had lost it, I wish she would have just been honest with me about it in the first place. But it arrived all well and good and I'm really happy with it. So that is everything that I've got to show you guys for this Vinted haul today. Something that I always say in my haul videos is that I'll put everything in the caption below for you guys, but because all of these are like individual things and just like one-off purchases, I can't do that. So but definitely try out the Vinted app if you were looking for a video to convince you of all these adverts that you're seeing about it. Then I really hope this has helped you make a decision about whether you're going to try it or not. It is a mobile app, but it's also on desktop as well, so if you're not really a phone user, you can use it on desktop too. And if not as a buyer, then definitely try it out as a seller, because honestly I've had the greatest time with Vinted for selling my old clothes. As a plus size content creator, I have accumulation of loads of clothes, so I have been selling quite a lot of my clothes that I don't really wear anymore, or stuff that I've had for years that I just being lying around or in storage. I've sold tons of stuff on Vinted to new loving homes that would get more use out of the thing that I've sold than I ever would, because who wants clutter just lying around the house? It's just not fun, is it? If you enjoy creative makeup or plus size fashion, definitely subscribe, because that is everything that I do here. I'm starting to get into more Halloween sort of makeup looks now as we're approaching October, so if you're looking for Halloween makeup inspiration, definitely subscribe for that. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for supporting my YouTube channel. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!